Welcome to the Jeff Canada Show. But if you're going to get your feelings hurt, you might need to turn this shit off.
Yo! What up, dog?
Going on,
I
man?
got my buddy Brayden Stewart. How old are you now, Brayden?
I'm doing good. You asked me how old I was?
Yeah, how old are you now?
I'm 20 years old.
20 years old, yeah, because I met you when you were 18.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sweet, dude. You're kicking ass and taking names right now, dog.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I see you blowing up on TikTok. I see you
Dude,
singing. Man, like, everything you put out is, like, makes me wish I was a 20-year-old, like, starting over again. Do you know
dude,
what I
I
mean?
appreciate that.
Does
Yeah,
that make sense? You know, it's like
absolutely.
I'll see a video that you do and it's like it's edgy and it's rocky. You don't sound like anybody else. You're not trying to be like anybody else, and you can see it. So, I mean, it's pretty rad in my opinion to watch that
Dude,
happen.
thank
And
you, man.
what's really cool, hang on, let me fix this camera again.
Go ahead.
All right. What's really cool is seeing all of these young cats. And when I say young cats, I'm talking 22 and below, 21 and below, 20 and below, whatever. Like seeing like you and Peyton Howie and Peyton Riley and L Townley. L Townley, is that her name? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, all of these young kids, like you can tell that you guys are like really inspired by music. It's not about the fame for y'all. You know, it's like, it's cool that you get recognized and you want to sell out stadiums someday, but it's like you especially, and I don't know if it's from that area you're from up there, because there's like so much talent up there, man. But like everybody seems to just love music. And see,
Dude,
I'm from an area that it's not that way. I'm from Houston, Texas, and Houston, man, it's like everything's about the money and everything's about numbers and everything's about fame, or it's just there's not a lot of people around here that are just in it for the music. There's some, but it's not a lot, you know what I mean? So it's cool to watch younger group of kids or younger group of adults, whatever you want to call it, be so just into the music and loving music, man. It's so rad to watch. So I'm a fan.
dude.
If you can't tell, I'm a fan of Brayden Stewart.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's like there's a lot of cats down here that dig music and we all get together and play. I mean, it's not really like it's not really like a hierarchy or anything where there's one guy who oversees everything, or a couple guys that oversee who plays where. It's kind of just like, I mean, like the big guys around were having me open for them when I was like, 17, 18, or just helping out. And I think that, that's kind of informed how I treat other musicians and how I treat people, most importantly. I mean, we try to have our friends out at shows, I mean, no matter where we're playing, I just want to play music with my friends too. So yeah, I think that's kind of always what it's been about, just writing kick-ass songs and hanging out with kick-ass people.
Yeah, dude. Are you pretty much your main writer?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have Brandon Callie's, I think you know him. He's in the band.
So good, dude.
And he's fucking kick-ass, and so
he's good at
I'll bounce
everything.
ideas off of him. Dude, yeah, he's the GOAT.
It's stupid. Like, I hate people like that. Like, I hate and love. It's like I hate you, but it's like I love you.
Yeah.
He did the album. He did the album artwork for my song High Horse.
Mhm.
And so I'm gonna use him in the future for the majority of my artwork, probably. So he's fantastic, dude.
Dude, yeah, he's like a fucking cheat code to have in the band, dude. All the artwork we've had is done through him. Harmonies are done through him. Bass is done through, you know what I'm saying? Is done through him. He's the best. But yeah, and then I've got another guy, Colton Mathis. He plays guitar for me. He has a record out that's kick-ass. If you haven't heard of him, go check him out.
I have.
But yeah, we just kind of bounce ideas off each other. Like we're covering a Callie song on this record, one of Brandon's songs. On the last record, we covered one of Colton's songs. So yeah, dude, I mean, for the most part, I write my own stuff, but I'm never afraid to ask a friend for help. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, for the longest time, I was against it completely. I was like, because I'm a purist, you can obviously tell.
Right.
But, and I was like completely against it. And I was like, no, I'm only releasing my songs. And then you write a certain number of songs, you realize, man, these songs aren't as good as they could be. They could be better.
Right.
And then you
Right. No,
find guys
I mean,
like Chris Cunningham and who's just an unbelievable writer. You know, uh Ty Smith from Tulsa, he's a young kid, he's 17. He's an unbelievable writer. I write with him a lot. Johnny Woods from Oklahoma. So I have like 5 or 6 people I truly trust to sit down and write songs with now.
yeah, I mean,
Whereas before I didn't trust anybody, you know.
right, right. I mean, I think also it kind of takes a level of like, I don't know, like humility to be like, I'm writing this song. It's kind of personal, but I need help, you know? Takes a certain level
Yeah.
of like it's in people, and that could be hard to find. You know, I think I'm lucky enough that I was befriending really great songwriters in my opinion, you know? So like guys that I looked up to, you know, I looked up to their songs and their writing and how they played. And so naturally I was, you know, as I was kind of growing as a writer, I wanted help from those people. And I mean, now that I'm doing the publishing stuff, it's like I'm writing with everybody I can. I've written with like Pecos, you know, and a bunch of other cats like Mac Hankins, and I'm just trying to get in rooms with, you know, people that I trust.
Yeah. Yeah, I was recently talking to somebody about you, man, but I can't remember who it was, and they were just, man, they were just talking all kinds of positive stuff about you, and it was pretty cool. I need to remember who that
Yeah.
was so I can let you know. Damn, who was it? We were kind of talking about some of the younger artists that's out there. And like my feel is out of everybody out there, you and Peyton Howie just kind of have y'all's own sound. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It doesn't like you don't sound like you're not trying to be anybody but Brayden Stewart. And you can see that big time.
I
Whereas
appreciate that.
a lot of these other artists are still trying to find like you're 20, but you've already found your voice. You
Yeah.
know, Peyton Howie's already found her voice, where a lot of these younger artists, you know, they're 20, 22, 23, they're still trying to figure it out. They're still trying to figure out what they want to sound like, what they want their art to be like, what they want their image to be like. And then you're over here 20 years old just like, "Nah, I got it. So let's go. Let's roll." So it's like
Yeah,
it's cool to see. It's just man, it's just rad to see. I don't know how to say it, but it's just rad to watch, you know?
dude, I
And
appreciate it.
so
Yeah, I think that I think it also, with my instance in particular, I don't know, like when it comes to like socials and trying to maintain an image, or, you know, trying to, you know, perform and write and record and all the things, you know, I just want to do it exactly how I want to do it, you know. I don't totally care about playing a lot, like huge, massive shows for the rest of my life, as long as the shows that I'm playing and the people I'm playing for fuck with the music and fuck with me. You know, if that happens, that's sick. But I mean, for the most part, I just want people to know who I am and dig the music. You know, I've had like conversations with some like some big cats, you know, like some label execs and stuff like that. And I'm always like, you know, I don't really need to have somebody to help out. I'm appreciative for the opportunity, but you know, I just want to write songs. So if y'all can help me do that, then that's what I want.
yeah, so did you sign a publishing deal?
Yes, sir. I signed with Warner Chappell up in Nashville, and
Very
so they're
cool.
doing my publishing stuff. I've been busting my ass to get that, bro. I, you know, flew out there a bunch of times just to write. You know, like spending a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I'm currently, I have a distribution deal for this next record with Santa Ana. They're like they're a son company to Sony. So
Yeah.
that's what we're doing right now. We're actually in Fredericksburg right now cutting a record. So
Very cool, man. Yeah, I
yeah,
have a
dude.
distribution deal. I have a distribution deal through Sony too. So
Yeah.
through one of the smaller companies that goes throughout through Sony.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to have that. It's pretty cool that that's available to us.
Yeah, man. Distribution's pretty clutch.
So one thing I want to just talk to you about, I talked to you about it briefly last time when we were talking about doing this, and it's funny because like I didn't know you that well. You didn't know me that well. We met each other a couple times. Uh, I mean, obviously buddies, you know, I consider you a buddy.
Right.
But I had made a you know, last year or really halfway through this year too, I went through like a really negative headspace. And I'm one of those guys that kind of wears my feelings on my sleeve, you know, so everybody kind of knows what I'm thinking all the time. And that's why I've gotten the fan base I have, but it also turns people off sometimes. And so I was going through like this negative thing, man. And you saw one of my TikToks and you came on and you kind of put me in my place. You kind of were like, yo, bro. And I know, like, cut your shit. Like, that's not, you know, like, stop being a bitch is basically what I read from that. But in like a hey, I'm your boy and I'm calling you out on your shit kind of thing. Not like I'm just somebody that's, you know, some asshole that's calling me out on my shit. It's like, dude, I don't want to see you down this negative hole. And so like you're already conducting yourself like you're 10, 15 years beyond where you are, because most 20-year-old kids wouldn't say something like that, right? And so I wanted to do two things. I wanted to personally and publicly say thank you for that comment, because that comment kind of it kind of like snapped me out of a thing. You know, it kind of was like, whoa, wait a second. It kind of made me take self-inventory of what's going on. And so hey, dude, super, super thank you for that. And if you continue to do that, like continue to be that person, you know what I mean? Not just for me, but for other artists and for your friends. Because that right there shows. Now, not everybody would take it like I took it. And that's the bad part. You know, some people would take offense to it. Me, I don't. To me, I saw it as a call to action. You know what I mean? And so keep doing that, man, because I think that's going to serve you really, really well in your future. If you just, you know, if you see something little awry, say something about it, man. It's awesome. And the second thing I want to talk to you about within that scope of that is, like, I'm 46 years old. Okay. I've been a full-time musician for 19 years, dude, as my only job. I finally just took my first day job in 19 years. And I'm glad I did it, because now I can focus on what I want to do. I can play the shows I want to play. I had to play music for 19 years, right? There was like, so every gig mattered. Every dollar of every gig mattered. And it's very hard to build a brand when you're doing that, because you're saying no to things you shouldn't, and you're saying yes, or you're saying yes to things you shouldn't, and you're saying no to things you should. But you're just coming into this whole live thing, right? I mean, you've been playing live for what, 4 or 5 years, 6 years?
Around 4 or 5.
Okay, so post COVID, so you don't really know the world pre-COVID.
No.
So what is your feeling about where live music is right now, what the state of live music is right now, as a 20-year-old person who's been doing this for 4 or 5 years that didn't see it before COVID or before smartphones or before any of that stuff?
Well, I mean, first off, dude, I just wanted to, when I commented, I was just like, hey man, like, you know, just don't want to see anybody in a negative spot, you know, and I'm glad you took it the way you did. I know some people wouldn't, but I mean, I was willing to run the gamut, you know, just like, if hopefully in hopes that my comment would reach you in a positive way. But I mean, for me, live music and the state of it, and also this is all very geographical. You know what I'm saying? It's all very like, where are you from? Who are you around? So I think that plays a lot into it. And luckily, I've been super blessed in the people I've been around and I play with. So for me, honestly, the worst part of doing it is the social stuff. I'm not great at it. I'm getting better at it, but the fact that that's kind of imperative on who comes to your show and who sees your shit kind of sucks. But I understand that that's like what you have to do, and that's all I've ever known. So it's not like this is a new thing and it's kicking me in the dick that I have to make a post today. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on my phone already. So that kind of sucks. But dude, I mean, we've kind of found a small niche of people that come to shows, and so for me, at the beginning, it kind of sucked because I was like 15, 16, 17. And so nobody gives a fuck about a kid in a bar playing songs. That's cool. And I mean, I still get that now, you know, I mean, it's hard to be 20 years old and try to be a songwriter. Some people may think that I don't have too much to say or, you know, too much experience. And that might be true. It's just, I'm doing it to the best of my ability. So there are people that dig my stuff. There are people that come to my shows, and so that's really cool. But yeah, I haven't seen. I don't know what it was like before COVID, and it might have been, you know, way better and way more convenient to go out and way more, way more incentive to go see a live show. And so that might be a thing. I was a freshman in high school when COVID happened.
Yeah.
I was cooped up in my room playing guitar for as long as I could. I wasn't even really going out then, it wasn't a thing that I did. And so, yeah, I only know the social media game and trying to get your music to as many people as possible and how much that kind of sucks, but how much that helps. So, yeah, I guess all in all, I would say that live music is in a state of it could be seen as either like the worst it's ever been, or it could be seen as like maybe a little renaissance phase where this is what it's going to be like for the next however long until something else changes. I mean, you're going to either have to suck it up and make a post and put $10 in the post so the people in that area see it, or you can fucking throw posts into the ether and hope people come.
Yeah.
So so yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of my thoughts on it right now.
Yeah, I don't, you never hear me complain about the social media side of things because I love that part about it. Like I've
Yeah,
always been
yeah,
since MySpace days came out, I've always been like ahead of the game on the social media, and I like I'm a ninja on that shit. Like I can get people to
yeah,
pay attention to my stuff. Is it necessarily the best stuff? I don't. I mean, I 12 million people saw me tell some dumb bitches to shut the fuck up on
yeah,
so whatever, dude.
yeah.
It's something that we have to do, and then we get ridiculed at the way we do it. You know what I mean?
Right,
So it's like
right.
it's kind of a lose-lose thing. My big difference, and just FYI, I was in a cover band for a long time, right? And I played 300 4-hour shows a year for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Uh and what before about 2012, I would say, or 13, which 2012, that's probably around the time Facebook got really, really popular, I think. Um, Before 2012, I could literally get on a stage at just a random bar, right? Full band.
Mhm.
And the last set, I wouldn't even have to sing
Yeah,
because the crowd would be that into what's going on. And that's not a ticketed event. That's not something where everybody was there to see me. I was just happened to be at the bar that they went to. Whereas now, if you're just playing a bar, no, those people don't even pay attention to you. And that's where my biggest moment comes from, right? Cuz it's like, dude,
yeah,
I've seen it to what it was versus what it is now. And it's just kind of like it's sucked the fun out of it. Cuz it was
yeah.
cool back in the day cuz man, we just put on these every gig was a show. Where now it's like not every gig's a show. Sometimes a gig's just a gig, and you're gonna make your $300, $400, and you're gonna go home and try to do something cool with that money. But
Yeah,
and I think that's one of the biggest differences really with live music and how it's perceived from the crowd. Again, I'm also from Houston, and
yeah,
Houston is kind of a shit town when it comes to music. It always has been. When I get out
yeah.
and play like that ran I went up to Wisconsin, man, sold out a couple rooms and had just some great shows. And also, man, I think it might be Texas in general. Just because for 30 years we've been so spoiled with the live music scene here in Texas. And so maybe people take it for
Absolutely.
granted. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, well, I think that also people's attention span is shorter. So you can't like for me, I play predominantly, no matter where I'm at, I play predominantly original music, like for however long I'm playing. And so my main goal if I'm in a bar is like how can I win these people over? And sometimes that just doesn't happen. Like I played a gig this last week where that just wasn't fucking happening. You know what I'm saying? And I was up there just like playing dumb blues tunes and people were digging it. But that was what they wanted, so that's just what I did. So I think for me what's helped is like noticing a difference and realizing that like there are going to be shows that you're working. You're getting paid to show up, set up, play music that people wanna hear, and then leave. That's just what you're doing. But I only did that for a certain amount of time before we put the band together and people were paying attention. So we were getting to play with cool people and we've definitely played some full band shows that have been like trying to win people over. But I don't know, dude. I mean, I feel like for the most part, if we're in any room with any band there's somebody there that likes it, you know? And so, and again, that could be a Texas thing. Like we've been so spoiled and Texas has been so like, you know, like the artists in Texas are like super prolific, you know? I mean, we always have some big guy. Always, always. There's somebody that's popping off that's from Texas, you know? And when we were on tour recently with Blacktop Mojo, they're an East Texas band.
They're so good. I've played a few shows with those guys. So
They're
good.
so great and they're so sweet. But dude, they go out to the Midwest and sell places out, dude. You know what I'm saying? And people know the words and people, you know, listen to it. And but they've told us that nobody cared about them in Texas until they left, you know?
Yeah.
And
Cody
so
Jinks
that
was
could
the
be a
same way.
yeah, that could be a Texas thing, man. I don't again, I'm kind of naive to it. But yeah, dude, I think that people's attention span is just shorter and you have to win people over and it's harder to do now, I can imagine, with like, you know, the growth of like social media and all that stuff. So, yeah, man, I can definitely see how that's frustrating to do all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to say back in the day, because I would like I would coach other bands and stuff and on how to be entertaining and all that stuff. And I used to say there's no such thing as a shitty crowd. There's only a shitty entertainer. That is totally, I don't believe that anymore. Now
Yeah.
it's like there's definitely shitty crowds, you
Yeah.
know, because I'm a black belt. I'll make fart noises. I'll do all kinds of stuff on stage to get people to pay attention. And I think, one of the biggest one thing, I don't know if you've noticed me giving away these free house concerts or not,
Yeah.
but I've been doing this thing, and the one biggest thing I keep getting told is someone will come up to me after the show and they'll be like, "That was amazing. I have never ever in my life experienced live music like this. I've never
Yeah.
just sat down and watched somebody play a song with their guitar, sing the words, listen to the words, listen to the story before the song." And then truly appreciate the song. That is like, I think that's the majority of people. So again, I don't think the people that are out there are being rude or they're being inconsiderate of who's on stage. I just think they just don't know the magic that you can find the first time you hear an artist sing a song live.
Absolutely.
Because to me, there's
People are
nothing
not,
better than that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, dude, I think that one of the biggest things that's helped and made music more fun is like, you know, showing personality on stage between all the members. So, you know what I'm saying? Like it looks like we're all having fun, you know, and that's something that people can gravitate towards, you know? I mean, and I know for myself, dude, if I go out with a group of friends and there's live music going on, like I pay attention, but you know, I mean, also it's me. I mean, I'm surrounded by live music all the time. So it's like harder for me to be like, oh shit, there's live music happening right now. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I remember when I was first starting, dude. If there was live music in a bar, I was sitting down, I was just paying attention. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I definitely agree that like maybe these people aren't rude and like assholes, and you know, I just think that the weight of like somebody is performing right now, like somebody's getting this is their job, this is what they do, they're good enough to have gotten booked here. I just don't think that resonates with some people, and that's fine, dude. It's a matter of how can I win you over? How can I get you
Yeah.
to pay attention?
Yeah, for sure.
Bro.
And that's I think that's the tricky part is just having enough things in your arsenal of tricks to get
Yes.
people, to get people to pay attention, but it's not repetitive. And like I do the lip trumpet thing really good. So there's a few songs that
Yeah.
I play where I'll do like this lip trumpet and everybody's like turns around and then you might get them to pay attention to your next song, maybe,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're lucky. I did see Jeff Tweedy, who he was the singer for Wilco.
Yeah, he was in
I
Uncle
just
Tupelo, right?
Yes, I think so. But he was just playing somewhere and it was a ticketed event, like an acoustic show, ticketed event, and he like stops in the middle of the song and he's like, "Hey, like those of y'all that are out there talking while I'm playing these songs, you paid money to get in here. Will you
Yeah.
please tell me what I need to do to get you to pay attention to the songs that you paid money to come in here and listen to? Like, what do I
Yeah.
need to do? And I feel like that's what all of us are kind of at is like, what do we need to do to get you to pay attention? And so, if you're an old head like me that saw the glory days, if you didn't really have to try that hard, you just got up on stage and if you played guitar and sang, like the hot chicks cared back then, and now they're
Yeah.
not so much. now they're looking for the dude with the 401k, I guess. I don't know what they're doing, but
Yeah,
you know,
no, yeah, dude. Yeah, that's who I'm aiming for, dude. It's like a group of hot chicks walks into a bar. I know that they're probably not gonna like me, but the old guy that's been there the whole time, that's pissed drunk, he's probably gonna get a kick out of what I'm doing.
oh yeah, dude. And those are probably the best people
So
anyway. The girls are only going to be problems, bro. They're only going to be
yeah,
problems.
yeah. That dude. But yeah, I mean that's a thing, it's also, dude, I mean, some of these places have live music Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of these places do. And so, I
Yeah.
mean, if you've got a regular that comes to this bar every Friday night, he gets off of work, he comes to the bar to watch the game, dude. He's seen 100 live music acts. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I think that there's a I've talked about this with a couple friends, like, like narrowing down. Like, you're a guy that can play guitar and sing. Can you write songs? If you can write songs, can you perform them well? If you can perform them well, can you hold an audience? You know what I'm saying? Like, you narrow all that down, and like like, if you can do all those things, that's what a fucking performer is. That's what an artist can do. And so just trying to find your niche and like realizing that like people like whenever I tell this story. So I'm gonna do it all the time now. It's gonna be a part of my show, every show, you know. People like this song. I want to play this song every night. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, I think that that's probably a new thing for up and coming people, is having to find something that makes you unique immediately, or you're not going to make any money doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Are you like a sole business money guy when it comes to this? Or are you like no, sometimes I'm going to go do things because it feeds the soul?
Yeah, big time. I'm gonna fucking go hang out and go travel a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Music is such a
Yeah.
I mean, I'm blessed to do what I do, and I'm 20 years old, so I don't know how to, like, navigate, like, how much of my life is dedicated to music and how much of my life is dedicated to being a fucking 20-year-old. And also, like, I mean, especially now, there are people that are paying me to do this stuff and paying me decent money, and I've also got the financial and emotional responsibility of a couple other guys. And so it's like trying to take care of people and make sure everybody's happy, also write good songs. That can kind of eat away at you. And so luckily I've got a super like supportive family, and I've got a great group of friends. And so I'm definitely stingy with my money because I don't know what to do with it yet, and I don't want to lose it all. So I
Yeah.
definitely try to be responsible. Just I don't know, I didn't grow up with like a shit ton of money, so getting some of these checks, it's like, holy shit, dude, I gotta put this all back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, it's I try to do some things that totally separate my mind from doing music just for a bit, you know?
See, and that's what got me, right? What got me was in 2018, my mom passed away from cancer, and I wrote the song Needle and Thread. From that day on, I've been giving 100% to this. So from 2008,
Yeah.
really just 3 months ago, I've been given this 100% of my being, right? Like single-minded, blinders on, not doing anything fun, just
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And that's why I took this job, because it's like, hold on a second, man. There's this whole nother beautiful side of music out there that has nothing to do with money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Absolutely.
a prime example, this weekend I went to Oklahoma, Moyers, Oklahoma, and Dustin Perkins. I don't know if you know who that is, but if you don't, check him out. He's fucking fantastic. He'll be on the podcast soon. Dustin Perkins threw a festival out there, and it's called K River Jam, and it was like his 6th one, but this is the first one that's open to the public.
Mm.
But there's like 40 or 50 artists on this thing, bro. Nobody got
Hell
paid.
yeah.
It was
Hell yeah.
like, no, what we're doing is we got this campground out in the woods. They had big production, lights, the whole 9 yards. But basically, if you want to be a part of this, come be a part of it. But we're gonna be out in this campground. We're gonna do some mushrooms. We're gonna smoke some weed. We're gonna have
Yeah.
this great time. And what it was, man, it's the first time in my entire career where I was surrounded by so many people that were just in it for the love of music, both the crowd and the artists. Every single thing I've been involved with for the last 20 years has been money, go, go, go. You got a stage manager, you got your times, when you get to a festival, you're playing a throw and go festival, and it's, boop, boop, boop. I mean, everything is just so like, oh man. So there's never like a time to breathe, and I can finally just like, breathe because my bills are paid now. I have a job and my bills are paid. And so every dime, and that's another thing, whenever you're playing a show, you got to play a 3-hour show, right? And you're making $300 or whatever it is. And it's like, this is all your money. So like this whole 300 that I'm making right now is earmarked for my phone bill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where now it's like when I'm playing a 3-hour show, a 3.5-hour show, it's a lot easier for me to do it now because it's like I'm going to take all $300 of this or 400, whatever the money is, and I'm going to put that all to the studio.
Yeah.
It's not going because it's soul sucking when not only are you having to play for a crowd that nobody gives a shit, you're also all that money's already spent, for your bills. And so, man, I'm in a much, much, much better place now. And dude, to be honest with you, man, your comment was kind of one of the things that was like, Jeff, you need to get a job. Like this is getting to you. It's, it's ruining, because even like one of my really good friends, Scott Brown from, Scooter Brown band, Scott Brown.
I do not, but I'll have to check him out.
Dude, he was like, man, for like 6 months, I muted you.
Yeah.
And that hurts. It hurts, but it's also something it's also something you want to hear,
Yeah.
Well,
dude, opinion, yeah, I mean, everybody, no, you're good. I mean, everybody, I've needed a couple fucking like, hey man, look at what's going on. Like, cause it's hard to, I mean, there've been times I'm 20 years old. There've been times in my life where this has happened. You can't like figure out where you're at and like what's going on and what's eating at you until you've kind of zoomed out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like you had like tunnel vision. So you didn't see you didn't see what was going on. You didn't see that this was like very deeply affecting parts of your life. And so, dude, having the wherewithal to back up and be like, this shit's gotten out of hand. I need to do things that make me happy and get back into things that make me happy. And that's great.
Yeah.
There've been times I've only done music for 5 years, and my parents have had to sit me down multiple times and be like, "Why are you trying to quit?" You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you trying to go get a job like your friends? Like, don't do that. Do what you want to do. And obviously different things, but it's like, I think music and any sort of like thing that is within you to do this all the time. Like, this is the only thing I care about. When that starts to become your only source of income and your only source of motivation and your only source of self-fulfillment, I mean, that's going to fuck you sideways, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to look up and you're going to be like, I've been doing this for however long. And, I've lost friends. I've missed games and weddings and birthdays and all this shit. And now 20 people in this shithole bar aren't listening to my songs. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I can imagine that eats it at a person over time. And so, yeah, man, I'm just glad that you saw that. And I hope that anybody who's listening to this, even if it's outside of music, if you've got something that's like fucking with you, zoom out, start to attack the little things,
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to do it. You have to zoom out, and you have to figure out a way to navigate that, because if not, you will go absolutely crazy. And that's where I was, man. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, I was like, I just getting to the point where you're looking for shit to be mad about, and
Absolutely.
I don't want to be.
Absolutely.
Now these days, the only thing that pisses me off these days is traffic. So other than that, I'm good most of the time. If somebody's not paying, attention to me, I'll start playing a song that I just want to play myself, and it kind of gets me out of that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about influences, man, because that's one thing I really want to find out from you, because you have like this really, man, it's such a distinct sound. And I'm not even talking about like the tone of your voice, because that's great. But it's like a lot of artists out there, I can say you remind me of this. Right. But like you, and that's why I was saying Peyton Howie as well. I can't think of anyone that you guys remind me of. And I'm kind of the same way. Like if you hear a Jeff Canada song, it's a Jeff Canada song. There's nobody else that I sound like. It's the same way with you. Like I can't think of anything out there that you sound like, but I know you got some like 90s alternative influences.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, that's my bread and butter. That's like,
okay.
I could we could talk 90s alternative for the rest of the fucking podcast, dude, and I'd be happy about it, you know?
Well, that's what I
But
grew up on. Like that's when I started learning how to play guitar. It was to like Pearl Jam 10,
yeah,
Bush 16 Stone, never,
great record.
Nirvana Nevermind.
Yeah.
Those first couple Foo Fighter records. That's what I started learning how to play guitar and do all that too. So that's pretty rad that somebody that's 20 years old has that big of an influence from that.
Bro, that's like when I first started playing guitar, like one of the first songs I learned how to like play and sing, and it didn't sound great. It was not great at all. But it was Days of the New, Touch, Peel and Stand. That was
Yeah.
like that was like my mom's jam at the time, dude. And she was like, "You should learn this song." And so I tried. And I'd been playing guitar when I was like 11. I started to play guitar, but I wanted to play bass because I was a big fan of Korn and Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I wanted to slap, but that just wasn't in the cards for me. But yeah, dude, I just a couple of my friends in high school and middle school, like we all listened to. I was very purist. I was like, I'm only gonna listen to Metallica's first record, and I'm only gonna listen to like I don't know, like Metallica's first record and like the Megadeth stuff, and I'm just gonna learn that note for note. All the Pantera records, like I was just like, I'm just gonna learn that note for note. And I tried to. I didn't do great, but we just all like used to jam, Pantera stuff and Stone Temple Pilots stuff and Alice in Chains stuff, and we just loved it. And so I think that the pipeline, like being a young impressionable person listening to a lot of very emotive and very like hard hitting punch you in your gut shit, to writing country music and writing Americana music and playing Southern rock music, I think that was really natural for me because as soon as I started writing songs, it was like I was kind of deriving from like Matchbox 20 and like uh trying to think of another example that was stuff like that. I mean, like the Nixons, you know what I'm saying? Seven
Dude.
Mary 3. Seven Mary 3 was huge for me. I mean, his voice kind of sounded like mine. I thought, yeah, dude. I mean, like I was trying to sound like him. And so that was a big deal. I remember like our first full band show we ever played, we covered Cumbersome, and that was rad. We sounded like shit. It was great.
I still do it. I
But
did it last time I'd opened up for Shane Smith and the Saints, we did Cumbersome.
bro, on your live record, you covered Lucky, and I remember listening to it. First off, I remember listening to it and being like, holy shit, he told these people to shut up. Like that's really funny. And then you covered Lucky, and I was like, this motherfucker, like that's awesome. And so, dude,
That's
yeah,
my
that's my
favorite
bag.
song. Lucky is my favorite song of all time. Like of all time,
It's
all
so
time, all
good.
time. And I
Yeah, man.
released a studio version of it too that I did.
Very,
It's
yeah,
like full.
I've heard it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's awesome,
I
dude.
think the first day I met you, we talked about it.
We
Yeah.
did.
We were
I'm
at
sure
that.
that was one of the first things I brought up.
It was. We were at the Gotta Love Texas Music kind of like birthday or anniversary party or whatever, and you come up
Yeah.
and you acted a little starstruck. It was pretty cool. Not like crazy starstruck, but just like a little bit like, holy shit, like I love, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff, man. And we had chatted for a minute
Yeah.
and we talked about that. Yeah, I mean that's all the stuff that I love, dude. Even now,
Yeah.
we were driving down the road the other day and Pantera, I was like, you never know what's going to come on my playlist, and Pantera came on, and my old lady looked at me like, what is this shit? I'm like, just listen to it and shut up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Just enjoy the pain. Enjoy the pain of what you're hearing right now.
Yeah, man. That's like, to me, I've always been super into, cool guitar parts and cool grooves and like shit that makes you like, and so
Yeah.
yeah, and the thing was like I was really into that stuff. And then I remember I was in like ninth grade and my dad showed me this our vinyl video of Tyler Childers doing White House Road. Is like him acoustic. And I got that same feeling like that, like, oh my God, like that's nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like that's awesome. And so I wanted to do that. Like I wanted to recreate that feeling. And I was just ripping Tyler Childers off for a bit, but yeah, and like I found him and Jason Isbell and Sturgill Simpson and Coulter Wall like in a very short span of time. It was like I was very like obsessed with 90s and he's in punk music and hardcore music and post, like all that shit. And then it was like Americana music and country music. And so, and I'd obviously grown up around like the Cross Canadian Ragweed records and the Stony LaRue records, but I don't think I appreciated it really until I was writing my own songs and playing. And so, yeah, those are some pretty big influences on me. I try to write things and um, pretty emotive, and I just want people to like listen to my shit and be like, "What did he say right there?" Or like, "What's going on?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to surprise people. I want people to feel how I do when I listen to music, when I listen to my stuff. And so, yeah, man, definitely a pretty hardcore background, when it comes to where I started. And then, yeah, definitely like Sturgill and now like Jason Scott and the High Heat. Big fan of those guys. And like the Drive By Truckers. I mean, obviously it's, Jason Isbell, but Drive By Truckers are rad, and Ryan Adams and, all those cats. I love Wilco. Wilco's like some of my favorite shit, dude. Like I just love that stuff. And
Yeah,
so, yeah,
that's really cool,
those are
man.
my,
You must have pretty rad parents.
absolutely, I do.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I've got rock and roll parents and hippie grandparents, and you know what I'm saying? We all like, I remember my grandma used to like, she wanted me to learn like Neil Young's discography. Like, she wanted me to learn all of it. And she wouldn't let up on me until I learned, a lot of Neil Young songs. And she would always be like, "You're not playing it right. You're not playing it right." You know what I'm saying? And she would show me how to play it. So yeah, I mean, that's my bag.
Speaking of not playing it right, are you a we have to nail it on stage as close to the record as possible, or are you a the record is the record and my stage show is my stage show, and they're two different things?
That we
Yeah,
we
that
play. I mean, the skeleton of the song is the same. We have to do these things, but if you've got 8 bars for a solo, dude, fucking wing it. Because to
yeah.
me, there's nothing more magical than whenever somebody that's on stage is on that night. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing more magical than playing a different show every weekend.
Yeah. Do y'all play to a click?
No, sir. No click. We don't even run in-ears, dude. We stage sound. You know what I'm saying? That's rock and roll.
Well, you might want to change that, but that's the only part I would suggest you change in the next few years,
Yeah.
because if not, you
Yeah.
will go freaking deaf, dude.
Dude, I hear that all the time, and I know I need to. We ran in-ears on tour, and that was like the tightest we'd ever sounded. So like,
Yeah.
kind of got proven wrong there. But dude, we don't run tracks. We don't run a click. I'm
You
sure
play to the
as
energy
things
of the
progress,
stage.
yes, I'm sure as things progress, and if we play much bigger rooms, and it's like hard to hear ourselves, that might be whenever we move to a click. But dude, if we're playing, you know, anywhere right now, I mean, we've played shows, amps cranked, no monitors, just figuring it out. So, as I'm sure you have and most other people have, but we play to the energy of who's around, what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think I started using in-ears until around 2021. Before
Yeah.
that, all those years before was always stage monitors, and
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
have to go, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Huh? Um uh are y- are you a where are you at with the iPad thing? I got to
I
ask
was
everybody
hoping this
now.
question popped up. Dude,
I got to
that's
ask
so
everybody
funny.
now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here's what I think. Here's what I honestly truly believe. There have been cases where I've seen an iPad on stage and I've been like, this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like this cat. But there are also times where I've seen it, and I mean, some people have a hard time remembering songs. Some people, they have memory issues or whatever. And so there are some acceptable cases, I believe. But I mean, I don't know, dude. If you're like an old cat, run that iPad, bro. I don't give a fuck. But if you're my age and I see you with an iPad on stage, all right. You know what I'm saying? All right. Like you could just tell me you don't really want to be here. But yeah.
I was having a conversation. I made a Facebook post about this the other day, but I was having a conversation with my best friend Philip, who plays guitar, and he was telling me that he's got this new duo, and he's going through and he's like recording all the tracks and everything ahead of time, and then when they go play, they're playing to the tracks that he makes, and he's trying to justify it, whatever, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I this is where I'm at with music now. There used to be a saying there, and when I'm talking about iPads, I'm talking about AI, I'm talking about looper pedals, I'm talking about harmony pedals, I'm talking about Ableton, like all of the
Yeah.
technology that's now involved in music. There used to be a statement that everybody would say, and it's if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Right? That was the statement. I think it's just gotten to the point now where music has gotten so easy that everybody's doing it. And it's like, and it sucks, but and this is why it sucks. It's no skin off my back, right? Like if you wanna do that, do whatever you want to do. The problem is that those of us that are doing it the hard way, that are doing it the right way, that are doing it, that are sacrificing time, and
Mhm.
the general public sees us all the same. You know, and that's what's, that's what I told somebody the other day. Like the general public doesn't care who wrote the song. The general
Yeah.
public does not care if it's AI or if it's not AI. The general public does not. I mean, if the general public cared if who wrote the song, George Strait would not be the king of country music, right? The general public just doesn't care about that. So it's like it comes down to us. My only thing is, if there was less live music on the planet, if it was harder to do it, it would be less, which would make the bar higher, which would make those of us that are doing it the right way, or doing it, that are all in, more
Yeah.
valuable
Right.
than where we are
Right.
now, because it's kind of like the bar's so low on what is live. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
you go someplace and you'll see a guy playing the tracks, and he's singing. He's playing guitar and singing the tracks, so he's got a full band. And
Yeah.
you see that. You see, all kind of people playing Eagles songs, and there's 9 voices going on, and they're the only person on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
I don't want to knock it, because I'm kind of like, hey, do what you got to do, and tell your own story however you want to tell it. But on the flip side, I feel it just kind of lowers the bar for what the general public thinks is special and what's not special.
Yeah, it
You
kinda
know?
takes some of the integrity out of it, and that makes sense. I mean, I don't knock anybody for using stuff like that. I do understand what you're saying, though. Like, that does make sense. But I have seen some shows that they're playing to tracks, dude, and I'm like, "This shit fucking rules." You know what I'm saying? And I've seen some shows where, some ladies using a harmony pedal, and, it sounds like her voice is 3 different people, and, like, that's cool too. But I understand what you're saying in that, like, whenever you have a harmony pedal, it takes the how cool is it that 3 people are on stage right now singing a song. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Or if you're using tracks, like, it takes away the fact that, like, not 8, there are, like, 4 or 5 people right now on stage that are playing the songs, you know?
Right.
And
Yeah.
I can understand that.
It's like thinking that me on stage by myself singing through this pedal is the same thing as the Wilder Blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
guys have spent, how many hours do you think those guys have spent perfecting those harmonies that they play live?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, dude,
And
you can even go back further, dude. One of my guitar players, Ryan Powers, he says that if you use a capo, you can hang it up on your car window, and you can park at any handicap spot you want.
well, you can tell Ryan Powers to kiss my ass, because I use a capo every damn, almost.
In the room-
You tell
He's in the
you
room
tell
over
Ryan
here.
Powers. You tell Ryan Powers. I don't know you, bro, but you just made the Jeff Canada's blacklist. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's always been a thing, dude. Yeah, so that's been a thing. I mean, that was a thing 25 years ago, right? Like, you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the traditionalist guitar players be like, if you use a capo. But on the flip side, man, there's just a lot of things, like when you play acoustic guitar like I do, there's a lot
Absolutely.
of
I don't agree
there's a
with
lot
that.
of
I think it's funny.
phrasings. Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
phrasings you can't do without one. But I agree with him. You should. Here's the thing. If I don't have it, if I don't have my capo, I can still play my show.
There it is.
Right. I can, like say, if I can't find a capo, I can still play my show with bar chords or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where, but I understand where he's coming from too. And I
Yeah.
kind of agree. If the capo was digital, I would definitely agree.
There it is.
You know,
Or one of those capos
like,
that, like, does the fingerings for you on the guitar. Have you seen
yeah,
those?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you just press a button down and it plays a A minor chord. I've seen those,
Oh
dude.
my
Those are so
God.
funny. But yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I don't,
I agree. I think that there's something to be said about somebody who can, sit down with an acoustic guitar and play a 3-hour set, or show up with a 5-piece band, 4-piece band, 3-piece, however many, and they don't need anything. They just need to plug in, and they can play a 90-minute set or a 3-hour set. That's talent, If you can do that, like, that should be glorified. Like, those are talented people, at the very least. And so I understand what you're saying. But yeah, man.
That's what I told Philip when Philip first started playing shows. Now he just does covers, right? He started playing shows, and I was like, well, before you bring all this technology into it, make sure that you can sit down on a bar stool with your acoustic guitar and play a 3-hour show and entertain crowds.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, and then you start using these tools to accentuate what you're doing, then you're using it the right way. But if you're using these tools, you've seen it, like some of these cats with these looper pedals that'll play like Can't You See, and they're just up there. It's so they don't have to sing for 3 hours. So they'll play like it takes them 6 minutes to set up their song. You know what I'm talking about. It's that kind of crap that is like, golly.
Yeah.
And it, and so, and something else that I've noticed is that with the iPad thing, we've kind of trained the crowds, the general public, when they come up and, hey, do you know this song? You're like, no. And they're like, well, just look it up on your iPad.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
A, there's no iPad up here, but B, that's shitty.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, I don't want to play a half-assed version of a song, That's just the way I see it. But I'm glad we talked about that though, man, because I'm going to start bringing that up to every guest just to kind of hear I want to see, what I really want to see is how many people have the balls to say the same thing I say. That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's going to do, man? Who's going to step up to the fucking iPad, dude?
Yeah. Who's going to, because I think that was my first viral video when I said that. I think that was the first one that got like 1 million views or some shit. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember. What's coming up? What's coming up next? What's down? So I saw a video from a venue. I won't say the name of the venue because I can't stand that venue, and they know it. Actually, I made a comment on the. Never mind. That you were supposed to play there recently. You were supposed to play there, and you had to cancel because of management or something. They made a video.
Yeah.
So is there something? You don't have to say what it is, but is there something big coming down the pipeline that nobody knows about and some cool stuff?
Man, so that particular incident, I didn't love the choice of words there because that wasn't the case. And I messaged them directly. I was like, hey, that was not really, I don't know who told you that. That wasn't really what's going on. I wasn't informed that the show was happening until a couple days before. And so it wasn't a management thing. It was somebody knew that I was playing the show and they didn't tell me,
Yeah.
So anywho, I hope that there's no, you have your reasons. I hope that there's no beef there. I'm sure that, they didn't respond to me, so maybe there is beef there. I don't know. We'll find out at some point. But yeah, man, we have some really big stuff coming, like next year, like really crazy things that are happening. And it's all kind of the mix of like me doing the publishing stuff and writing with really, really cool people and getting to meet those cool people and they like what I'm doing. The mix between that and like maintaining the socials and playing shows with people and maintaining like people like our show. Those two things are like really joining, like the people I'm writing with are having us come play shows, And so like, I can't say where we're going yet, but we're going on tour next April, like to a place I had never thought I was going. You know what I'm saying? And so
somebody's going to Europe. Hell yeah.
I can't say it yet, but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're hopping the pond, dude. So
yeah.
And then we've got this record that I'm super proud of and I think that people are gonna really dig it and we're working hard on it. And so next year's just gonna be promoting and touring another record, just at a bigger scale.
Where are you at on records versus singles? Are you trying to just put out records?
Man, if I had it my way, I would write and record records and put them all out and, just like put a big fucking 23 song album out and tour that for, however long until I had another record. But unfortunately, I just know that that's not viable in my position. Also, I'm contractually obligated to have X amount of singles on this record.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. So that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? If I had it my way, I would fucking put out, 2 or 3 records a year and, you know what I'm saying, just beat the fuck out of it. I do think, I don't know if you know who Joshua Sloan is, but he just put out a 16-song record, no promote. He just announced it. He was like, putting this record out tonight, and it's blown up. And I think that that's pimp. That's rock and roll.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I just don't have the means to do that right now. But one day I'll be able to just be like, hey, motherfuckers, 16 songs tonight. You know what I'm saying? And people go listen to it.
That's what I'm doing. So what I've made the decision of consciously, because again, I've been in this like got to set out a new single every 4 to 6 weeks. The Spotify numbers, the play, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like I finally made up my mind. Like I don't give two fucks what those numbers are. I don't care what the monthly listeners are. I don't care what my Facebook follower count is. I don't care any about that shit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting out art that I want to put out the way I want to put it out. But I'm also not under any contractual obligations like you are. So what I'm going to start doing starting in 2026, I'm going to start putting out a record a year. It's going to be an album a year I'm going to write 40, 50 songs and then pick the best 10 or 15 or 12 or whatever I want to put out. And then those are going to start dropping. I'm going to do it like my heroes did because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Dude,
So
and
that's what I'm going to do.
You can fucking do that. Like that's the beautiful thing about, right, and being a creative.
Yeah, and being truly indie and truly indie. Like I don't have anybody telling me what I can or can't do or anybody even suggesting, it's just I just do what I want. And that's cool.
Yeah. That's sick, dude. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure hopefully at some point I will have enough money and enough people that pay attention that I can, or maybe not even that. Maybe one day I'll have enough like gall to just be like, here's 10 songs, dude. Go listen to it if you want to. If you don't,
or don't.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. That's sick, dude. That's really fun. I'm glad for you.
Yeah, I went down this big Rick Rubin about 3 months ago. I went down this big Rick Rubin rabbit hole and like really started like reading a couple books and listened to some podcasts that he was on. And it's like, dude, that's the way I've always felt. Like I've always felt what he's saying, right? Like when I'm writing a song, I'm not thinking about who it's for. I'm not thinking about who's going to like it or if it fits the radio or if it fits I'm not thinking about that. I have this idea and I have some words that I want to put out in the universe.
Yeah.
For me. And that's the way I've always approached it. That's why every song that I release has its own kind of thing, nothing's, I don't really, and that's cool, man. And so it's cool to hear that that's what you would like to do, because that means to me, what's really cool about you, Brayden, is that you're you're like an old soul in a young kid's body. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like, you like the older music, you jam the older music, your style's definitely like, you can definitely hear some older stuff in what you do.
Yeah.
It's just rad, man. That's the only thing. Every time I say anything about you, all I can explain, I just say he's just fucking rad. Like, go look at it. Like just go watch it. Go watch his video, go watch his TikToks, go listen to his music. He's just fucking rad. I can't put him in a box. Cause you can't. Like where do you put you? Like before Co blew up, where did you put Co? Right?
Yeah.
He just had his own thing. He had his own deal going on,
Yeah.
Now there's a million Co Wetzel soundalikes,
Yeah.
But at that time, he was the only one doing it. And I'm telling you right now, you're the only one. I mean, there's definitely some younger bands that have an older soul sound.
Mm-hmm.
Like what is it, Old 60? Those dudes.
Old 60.
Yeah, like those guys have like a kind of a cool sound.
Yeah.
There are definitely some people out there that have like a really distinct sound. But your stuff, man, it's like sometimes it's like you can feel the pain through the music. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And that's fucking awesome, because a lot of the newer artists don't have, they don't have that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm an angsty guy, man. I'm an angsty guy, dude. I wish I wasn't, but it's just how I am,
I'm telling you, dude, that's the secret sauce, man. That's the secret sauce.
Yeah.
You have something to say and a hell of a voice to say it.
I appreciate it.
Some people have a hell of a voice to say it, but don't have anything to say. And some people have a lot of shit to say, but don't really have the voice to say it. You like have both of those in spades. Yeah. And that's why I was really wanting to know, like in your writing, is it majority you or are you bringing in these other dudes and just having an idea and y'all sitting down all writing it together? That's why I was asking that question earlier, because it just has this, like, it doesn't have a co-write vibe.
Yeah, it's most of them are Yeah, yeah, absolutely, and I appreciate that. That's a big compliment to me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That means I'm, doing something right. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't
it's
feel like
locked
it was
in.
curated, yeah, if it didn't feel like it was curated for somebody, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? And so, and dude, I mean, everything I write, for the most part is, I mean, I think at this point I've kind of trained myself to look in certain corners of my experiences, that are kind of a little more broad than just what actually happened. And I'm not saying that I had like the fucking worst life ever, but I mean, you pay attention to things and I think you just kind of come out of experiences with more things to say about it. And so most of my songs now are either, just kind of deriven or whatever, derived from things I've heard people say and I thought were cool or, things that have happened that I've noticed something about and I'm trying to invoke that feeling. I'm trying to make as specific of a feeling as possible. I'm trying to capture this really like unique thing. You know what I'm saying? Emotions and the human experience is super fucking like individual. And so I'm just trying to capture exactly how I felt in a certain moment in 3, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes sometimes for me. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In song form.
It's impressive, dude. I'm telling you, it's impressive, especially when you have the right video with it as well. Like you do a little performance video with it as well, and the lighting's right, and just the mood's right, and your voice is right. Like it's just so locked in. That's the only thing It's rad as fuck, and it's locked in. Like those are the two. I think those. I don't know if there's a better compliment that I can give an artist or a songwriter. I mean,
Thank you, dude.
it's that good. So just keep doing
Yeah.
what you're doing, man. Where do people, we've been on here an hour or so, where do people find your stuff?
Dude, my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, that has just about everything you're ever gonna need to know about me. I'm just Brayden Stewart on Spotify, Apple Music. Anywhere you listen to music, you can probably find me.
You have a
Just don't
website?
pirate my shit, dude. But no, yeah, you can find me. I've got a website, or I don't have a website anymore. I'm working on getting my website back up. But yeah, we've got merch and shit and shows. So if I can go on there and try to find something that's close to you, and if I can come out, dude, say what's up.
Yeah. You got to get down here, man. I got to get you into some places down here. I need to see the full band live, dude. I really want to so bad. Matter of fact, what I might do one weekend when I'm off, I may just come out and bring my camera and shoot some live stuff for y'all.
I'd love it, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Also, I'm gonna talk to Charlie Diggs as well down here and see if maybe I can get y'all bumped on one of the festivals that he does, because he needs a little bit more youthful, a little more edgier sound on some of his stuff, because a lot of his stuff is like Rick Trevino and
Yeah.
which I'm not knocking. I mean, they're great, but it'd
No.
be cool if it'd be cool to throw somebody. I know he's had Dylan Wheeler on a couple of his things, and when I play his festivals, I mean, I haven't done a full band show in over a year, but we rock out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I played in front of Randy Rogers in front of 7,000 people, and we played "Fight for Your Right."
Yeah, bro. That's pump, dude. That's pump.
And the only reason I did that is because Randy Rogers is a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, and I'm from Houston, obviously, and
Yeah.
so the part where it says we're the Beastie Boys, I always say I'm from Houston, Texas, so fuck the Cowboys. And I said that live at the whole thing, and his tour manager said something to me about it at the end of the night. He said he heard that and laughed about it. It's pretty funny. Oh, that was the one thing I was going to tell you about the in-ear thing, man. If you're playing club shows or venue shows, you're going to be fine no matter what. But when you start getting into the festivals and you start playing the throw and go festivals, dude, you're going to want to have your in-ear set up and ready to go. Because what'll happen is you get thrown on these stages and you get a line check. That's it. You don't get a sound check. There's no sound check at all. And so your monitors, you don't really have the time. I mean, you may only have maybe 10 minutes to get your whole band set up, 15 minutes maybe, whole band set up, ready to go. And if you can already have your in-ears locked in, it'll save your life, dude. Promise you. That,
Yeah. Dude,
so
I need to get on it.
Take that for what it's worth, but that's like the one, because I refused to do it until I think I played like my third or fourth throw and go festival, and I was like, "Fuck this, we're getting in ears," because it's a cluster. So, all right, brother. Well, I'm gonna hop off here, man. Thanks for coming on, dude. I'm gonna start keeping these around an hour, between an hour and a half. So that way, when some of these guests, when y'all do something cool, I can have you back on and we can do like a little mini episode or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and also this whole remote thing is a lot weirder than being in the same room. This version of the podcast, the first one I've done a remote. And when you're in the same room, dude, I'll talk for 3-4 hours because you're there.
Yeah,
and, you know, it's
yeah.
like, yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or anything else you want to let anybody know? Or
dude,
nah?
I think that's about it. Just fucking come to a show, man. Come say what's up. Listen to the music. Stream the record.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, cool, man. Any big shows coming up?
Yeah, we're playing. We play Austin on Thursday. We're opening for Aaron McBee. That'll be fun. And then Friday we play in Terrell, Texas, at the Silver Saloon. We're opening for Creed Fisher. And
oh,
then,
cool. He's fun.
Yeah, dude. I'm pumped to see him. And then Saturday we're playing River Run. I'm trying to think of anything else that's pretty big. I know I'm missing something.
So no Red Rocks yet.
No Red Rocks yet, dude.
It's
no, dude,
coming,
we're playing
bro.
Red Rocks next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like if you keep doing what you're doing, dude, it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. You mark my words, dude. I'm just telling you, like it's you got something. You got something special, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
So, all right, brother. Well, you have a good one, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. You as well.
And remember, don't hop off yet till it's done. I'm gonna hit stop and it'll upload.
I got you.